Hey, Inspire Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, commenting, and for doing all the good stuff. As you know, day after day, our greatest inspiration is to create a shift and to create a new path forward. And we believe it's a three-step process. The first thing is awareness, the second thing is inspiration, and the third thing is action. These are the steps that we need to take. And today, we have back on the show here our good friend, visionary, and CEO of Food Forest Abundance, Jim Gale. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Oh, thank you, John. I just came in from the food forest, which it, no matter how I'm feeling, and I'm usually feeling pretty good, but even if I'm feeling a little bit low energy, when I go outside and I walk through the food forest, something happens in my soul, in my spirit. And it's like a food forest is like an energy production system to the max. So that's why I'm just so excited. When people come to our food forest, they've heard about it and they like the idea of growing food instead of lawns. But when they walk through a food forest and experience the layers of life and energy, it's like a sensory explosion. And then that's when many of them decide, I can do this.
And Jim, I want to rewind a few steps from that process. You're right in the vision, which I think is so powerful. But people can continually. This is one of the most frequent comment in emails that we get. What should we do? What are we supposed to do about all the problems we see in the world? And as I said, step one is awareness. We need to realize what are the fundamental issues that we need to focus on first, and then we can start layer by layer with the other stuff. What do you think are some of the fundamental issues that are pressing right now?
Yes. Wow, that is a great question. And, in Sun Tzu's Art of War, know thyself, know thy enemy is the fundamental. You will never win a battle if you don't know yourself or the enemy. And you might win some battles if you know yourself, but not the enemy, and vice versa. So who is and what is the enemy here? Well, the enemy that we can deal with, that the enemy that we can take responsibility for and have the ability to respond to, is our own ignorance and our own fear. When we can first become aware that there is an enemy out there that is poisoning us in our hearts, in our minds, in our stomachs, and in our land from every different level, then that's the key, is become aware of it. Because then once we're aware, then we can make a choice. The word choice is almost always misused. The word itself implies that there's an awareness of choice, but usually there's not. So like you said, awareness is key. Know thyself. Who are we? We are spirit living a divine experience, a cosmic play. And who is our enemy? Well, that, if you look at it from different perspectives, I can talk about it from government, politics, evil, AI, from all of those perspectives. Whether you believe in them or not, or maybe one or two of them, or not all of them, it's okay, because it's the same solution. The same solution is take the poisons out and use God's systems, or nature's systems. When we model after what is proven to work with nature's design, with God's design, that's what permaculture is all about, by the way, is mimicking natural systems to create and design abundance into our landscape everywhere.
And this is something that I think people are just beginning to understand what you're saying. They're saying, well, how can growing food be the solution to the world's problems? But truly, you've come from a bird's eye view. You've looked at everything that you could possibly look at, and you saw the patterns, and then every path led to the same solution. Interestingly enough, everybody who does that comes to the same conclusions. We need to take back responsibility. We need to become fully self-sufficient. And most importantly, we need to understand that we are not apart from nature. We are a part of nature. We're not apart from it. We're a part of it. And we need to step into that again. And hence, you founded Food Forest Abundance, which, by now is known to our audience. But you said, I want to make it as easy as possible for people to take the first step. whether they have $20 or $2 billion. Like you said, I want to make this as easy as possible. So, how can people get started on this journey? What do you see works the best for people?
Well, it works the best to, first of all, realize that there is a design science out there that has been proven. This is not a hypothetical solution that I would like to bring to your awareness. Permaculture, which stands for permanent agriculture or permanent culture, has proven the solutions to all of these massive problems around the world. And one of the things I'd like to go back to just a little bit is, there are about 10 million hectares, which is 25 million acres of land of forests are cut every year. We are going through a mass
25 million acres. That's incredible.
acres. It's mind blowing. And I've lived all over the world. I lived in Costa Rica 12 years in all these different places. Costa Rica is incredibly rich in diversity, and yet they use more pesticides and poisons per hectare of land than most other countries in the world. It's wicked because they believe in the narrative. Now, their president, which is just a side note, he just came out against glyphosate recently, which to me is beautiful. So when I'm researching deforestation and mass extinction, which go hand in hand, right? And the poisons are a fundamental part of all of that. There's 900 million acres of farmland in the United States, 900 million acres. If we took half of the lawns, there's 44 million acres of lawn. If we took half of the lawn and we put perennial edible landscapes up and chicken tractors, and we use that land wisely, we could feed 200 million people on just the lawn. In fact, if we took 2/3 of the lawn, we could feed everybody in the United States. And what would happen to the farmland, which is responsible for the majority of this deforestation? It would go back to nature.
And Jim, it's not just deforestation. It's the poisons in our food also cause depopulation. Fertility rates go down. It is now proven that all these poisons are making us infertile, and the birth rates go down, and we're facing societal collapse. So that's why we say growing real food in a real natural system without the poisons and the fertilizers is actually one of the most profound solutions for all the problems that we keep talking about. It all leads back to this. And I'll say this again. You're offering something that I think is just absolutely amazing, because you said, you know what, no threshold, no entry level payment necessary. We want to do something that almost nobody does. So please share what Food Forest Abundance is doing.
So we have attracted and are collaborating with designers all over the world, and permaculture designers who have made their lives about designing health and wellness, abundance and freedom into the landscape of our societies. And those people, just like us, we've all got kids. We all love this planet. That's why we're in this business. And we will speak with anybody out there who wants to learn how to grow food. And we'll do a 30-minute consult for absolutely free. There's no hooks in anything we do. Everything we do is open source because I've got 4 daughters. My primary desire in life is to help catalyze a shift in awareness that leads to mass adoption of simply growing food instead of ornamental plants. So we offer this to anybody. If you've got $20 and you don't have anything extra, but you need to go buy food with that $20, we can teach you how to go to the store and how to use that $20 to buy the right foods. And then you can use those foods to propagate a whole garden. It's just amazing. Well, you can count the seeds in a single apple, but you cannot count the apples in a single seed. It's infinite. So if you've got $2 billion, then let's put up Food Forest and Freedom Farm Academies all over the world, which is an incredible opportunity. In fact, it's the biggest opportunity in the history of humanity to help transform our world from rapidly dying to rapidly living again.
I love that so much, Jim. And I'm always so inspired by your energy and your passion about this. So the truth is, whether you don't have a garden, but you might have access to a community garden, whether you have a small backyard, front yard, a piece of land, or whether you are a farmer that wants to reinvent, yourself, permaculture has proven to have a higher yield than any other form of agriculture. And this has actually been studied. So even for industrial farmers, this is a model that's absolutely sustainable, regenerative, and profitable. So everybody's invited into this. I really encourage you to. We put the link in the description. Take this offer for a 30-minute free consultation with true experts in the field that have a passion for freedom, a passion for the human family, and such beautiful energy. All of the Food Forest Abundance family, Jim, you are truly a family around there. I see the videos that you post. What are people saying that work with you, for a while? What are they saying about their experience?
We just had a CEO address a few weeks back. We've got another. We do them about once a month, and we had 100 people on this call, and it stayed the whole 100 people for an hour. Right? It was fantastic because we're about one thing. We're about coming together. And now here's the thing: we are not like-minded people. We are incredibly diverse-minded people with one core tenet: do no harm. No force and violence. Serve, and the understanding that when we serve, then we get benefits by serving. When we serve, it's voluntarism. It's the voluntary exchange of value. So our community, our family is growing rapidly, and we're having a lot of fun.
That's fantastic. And I just wanted to give you another example. Schools are now installing food forests with the help of Food Forest Abundance. Churches are using their land to do this. This is a community, a family, a union thing that it brings people together. It brings them back to nature, back to the purpose of why we're here. So I think it's one of the most powerful movements in the world today. And I don't say this lightly. When people say, where do I look for solutions? Well, go and talk to Jim Gale and his team at Food Forest Abundance. That's why we're so passionate about our collaboration, about our friendship, about our co-creation, Jim. So I want to thank you on behalf of the Inspired Tribe. Thank you so much for everything you do, your wife does, your family, the extended Food Forest Abundance family, and Inspired Tribe. Don't wait. This is the call to action. Click the link in the description. Click the link in the pinned comment. Book your consultation. You will walk away inspired, that's for sure. And I can promise you, you will be one step closer to independence and freedom after this call with Jim and his team. Jim, the floor is yours. What's your parting message for today?
Well, my parting message is one of thankfulness and awe and pure amazement when we rise our energy up into that of joy and faith and courage and love and service. Then all of a sudden we attract others that have that same energy, and we are creating this parallel path, and we're inviting the movable middle to join us. So I want to thank you for everything you do for our world, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much, Jim Gale, Food Forest Abundance, Inspired Tribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We appreciate you, and we'll be back with you again very, very soon. We're more dedicated than ever to provide authentic, truthful, and uncensored information and inspiration. That's why we created the Inspired community on the free speech platform Locals. There's no censorship, a free flow of information, and it's more personal and intimate. And you can join us as a free member or a paid supporter. Please visit inspired.locals.com and join us today.